Hey guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. And I just got back from a fish fry at my local church, and just pulled in the driveway and noticed something. Anybody see anything wrong with this picture? And I came home to make sure that I was home in time to get them back in. But as you can see, their pin is down there. So, little hoodlums broke out. I can't go anywhere. This is why I'm tied to my farm. I thought about putting them in before I left, and I thought, no, it's such a nice, cool evening. I think I'm gonna let them stay outside, and I'll make sure that I'm home before the time comes that I always take them and put them inside. So I'm gonna go let the dogs out, and we'll get them inside. I have literally only been gone for 2 hours. It's really not that big of a deal. You guys are crazy. Oh my goodness. Who is that? Hansel. What are you doing on top of the storm shelter? Oh my Lord. All chaos is broken loose. Go get their feed and they'll probably meet me in the barn. You're not going this way. No way. No. Rescue, you coming? Rumor, you coming? No. Thank goodness I didn't leave this door open. Lord. Let me get their feed in their pans here. Perfect timing. Oh, for 2 of them. What do we got? 4? 4 out of the 7? I can hear Vanilla up front. Oh, Lord. Sheep, 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 sheep. Come on, ding dong. What, did you lose your friend? You know where to go. Everybody's back in, safe and sound. Oh. Kittens are like, what are you doing? Miss Daisy? Miss Lily? What's all the commotion about, huh, girls? Check my temperatures here. Yep, we are cool enough we don't have to turn fans on tonight. What are you up to, troublemaker? Huh? Hey, baby girl. Ready to go in? The bug's eating you up. Well, not sure what the sheep did. Unhook your blanket. Alright, you get a new pasture tomorrow. Halter's all super loose because I did it one-handed. You looking pretty right there, laying there like a good dog. Oh, another day. Another day done. It's a nice cool evening too, which just makes it all the better. Huh? Oh, I see the sheep came in here. Oh, they probably saw me pull out of the driveway and then broke out. Well, now that that is all done and evening chores are all done, I think I'm going to take this opportunity to show those of you who are new. We do have a lot of new people. Welcome to our channel. We are so happy that you are here. I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead and show you guys some of the animals on the farm and introduce you to them. So we have 3 barn cats. 2 are kittens that are under a year old, and 1 is Rogue that we brought here with us from Oregon. We have Daisy and Lily are our 2 kittens that we adopted and rescued here. And they look very much alike. That is Daisy. And Daisy is playing with one of our 5 dogs, and that is Bassa. And Bassa is our Chihuahua Min Pin mix, who is 12 years old this year. We have Lily over here next to Velvet, so that takes care of our cats for right now because I don't know where Rogue's at. Missy Velvet is my horse. She's 27 years old. She is a quarter horse breed stock paint, and she has been with me since she was 4 years old. I hauled her from Colorado to Oregon, and then from Oregon to Arkansas with me. So she has moved with me her entire life, and we are very, very close. And she will live out the rest of her days here on pasture in Arkansas. She consumes most of her calories through grain nowadays and pasture, not because there's anything wrong with her teeth, but it's just what she prefers to eat. So she does get a lot of grain every day, but she is a lifer here. So we have 2 kinds of animals here on the farm. We have, well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, we have 2 kinds of animals, but really there's like 3 different groups. We have our pets, you know, obviously, or children, but I call all of my animals my children, even my meat production babies. I call them my children, which to some might seem a little weird, but I do treat them like royalty until their last day here. And even then, I feel like they get to go out better than some. Hold on, I'll lock the gate here. But basically, we have, my children are my dogs. I have 5 dogs, and I will introduce them to you throughout this video. And you guys get to see them, you know, running around the farm in all of the videos. But we have those, and then we also have, as far as the farm animals go, we have what I call lifers, and they are animals that are here for their lifetime. They will live out their life till the end of their days here on our farm. They are not for consumption, and we, you know, like Velvet, my horse, she's a companion, she's a lifer. And a lot of our hens for the most part are lifers. They pretty much get to stay and be old lady hens here even when they stop laying. It's not super business-like or economical, but I usually have enough chickens to go around, and so I allow my hens to stay and live out their old days here on our farm. And then we have our meat production, and this is part of our channel and part of what we're passionate about. We're passionate about growing our own food and knowing where our food comes from. So our sheep, basically, you know, we have Oreo, she's our black-faced ewe, and we have Reese's and Vanilla over there that are really hard to tell apart until you get to know them. Reese's is the troublemaker, she's a loudmouth, she is mama's girl. Reese's and Vanilla were bottle babies originally. They're 2 years old. And Oreo is actually out of Vanilla. Oreo is almost a year old. Or is a year old. She just turned a year. So we have R and Matey, who are both over there, the 2 lambs. And they actually belong to Reese's. And then the 2 bigger black lambs are Gretel with the 2 white spots and Hansel. And they are a week older. They are Vanilla's babies. They are a week older than Reese's babies. And they are about 3, I think they're about 10 weeks old. I'm going to wean them at 12 weeks old, and it will be the 11th of August. So they're just over 3 months, you know, 3 months and 10 days old. And they are, so Gretel will be kept this year. Won't you, Gretel? Gretel will be kept this year to continue on as part of our ewes, as part of our flock, and she will be staying. The rest of them are boys. Hansel, Matey, and R are boys, and they will be going into the freezer before the end of the year. So they are for meat production. As you can see, my female sheep, my ewes, are wolf sheep, and we bred these girls to a Dorper ram. And Dorper is a hair sheep, so it creates a little bit smaller of a sheep, but we're trying to get away from the wool. And we do, so far, I do like what I've seen as far as the Dorper and the wool sheep cross. So we will continue on with Vanilla for sure. Oreo is still yet to be seen. She still has yet to lamb. I believe she'll be lambing in the next month or so. And Reese's is kind of a sad story, and Reese's is part of farming. This is the real and the true, and some people won't talk to you about this, and some people won't, just won't really go into depth about it. And I'm not going to go into super depth about it because it's not really up for discussion. The decision's been made, and though Reese's and I are very close, and I do love her, she is not a good mother, and I had to spend 2 weeks making sure that her babies were linked back to her after she decided at 24 hours that she was not going to be a good mom, and she completely rejected one, and then wasn't mothering the other one well. And so she had to go into an isolation pen, and I had to break out the bottles, and I was spending lots and lots of hours making sure that her baby survived and got linked back up to her. She did eventually take them, but this was her second attempt. She lost her baby last year, and this year she didn't get Mother of the Year. So, and with having Vanilla, who is a stellar mom, we know what a good mom looks like, and so we will be keeping Vanilla's daughter, and Reese's will no longer be with us at the end of the year. We will go ahead and process her along with the others. We do not consume, we will not consume Reese's. The dogs will consume Reese's. She will go in the freezer, and we home cook for our dogs, and we try to home cook with all of our meat. We're not there yet. We were in Oregon before we moved here and started all over. We were 100% producing our meat and our dogs' meat on our farm, and we're working our way back up to that again. So Reese's will go in the freezer when we butcher everybody, and she will be turned into dog food. And of course the lambs, when we process them, we will consume them. But we do very much believe in knowing where our food comes from, and we do very much believe in loving and naming our food. For some people that's weird, and I understand that, but for us it's important that our food is loved, and I believe that food that has been loved and spoiled tastes better. And there's no reason that just because they are for our consumption that they should not live a good life until the day that they go into the freezer and become food for us. So here we have our beef. Spoiled beef. Hey guys. Hey guys. We have Miss Billie Jean here. Hi baby. We have Miss Billie Jean, and we have Forrest Gump, and we have Bronco. Yes, Mr. Bronco Man. I don't have anything for you, love. I didn't bring anything. I didn't bring any treats, you guys. I didn't bring any treats. I just brought me. I didn't bring any treats, love. I didn't bring any treats. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So these are our bottle babies. We got these guys as bottle babies. Billie Jean and Bronco are, I think, 7 months old now. And Forrest is, I think Forrest is like 5 months old. But we raised all of these over the winter off of bottles. We got them at livestock auctions as bottle babies, and we raised them. The original plan was to keep Billie Jean as a beef cow breeder, but Billie Jean has a neurological disorder, BSP, bovine sporadic paresis, and it basically, that's what she has a problem with her muscle tissue in her right back leg, and so she's walking pretty good tonight, but sometimes she really has a straight leg with it, and it will progressively get worse. It is a genetic disorder, and so she could pass it down to offspring. That's one reason why we would never want to breed her. And the second reason why we would never want to breed her is because it would be hard on her to carry a baby, with only having one good back leg. So we will end up probably processing Billie Jean for our own consumption. And then Bronco and Forrest are just kind of here for the ride until they grow up to be big enough to take back to the livestock auction and sell to someone who wants to grow them out for their own consumption. They are steers now. We banded them, so they will be for consumption. But for now, they're here to be loved on, and that is what we do. Is we love on them every day and give them their snacks and spray them down with fly spray and treat them like the royalty that they are. So Forrest has a really great funny story. If you go back in my videos to, I want to say like January, maybe February, but the story of Forrest Gump is pretty stinking funny. You should go back and watch that video if you have not seen it. He got his name for a reason. But well, we don't need to see the business end of you, buddy. But anywho, these are our beef cows. And another, that's another sad story that wasn't expected this year, but yet again is very much a part of farming, and very much a part of growing your own food. If you're going to do this homesteading thing or growing your own food or farming, sometimes the animals that you think are going to be lifers, like Billie Jean and Reese's, something happens and the decision is made for you. We can't rightfully even consider keeping Billie Jean as a lifer here. Her disability will become, right now it's not painful and it doesn't really bother her very much at all, but there will come a time, it is progressive, and so there will come a time where it will affect her, and it will affect her quality of life, and we don't want her to suffer. So she will be happy here until she isn't happy here, and then she will go in the freezer, because there's no sense in wasting good beef. But I had to detach my heart from her a little bit because I had planned on her being a lifer, and that auction got taken away from me, so I had to rectify my brain and my heart and be like, okay, she's halter trained, she's like a pet. Well, they all kind of are, which is fine. I have no issues with them being my pets. But I had to write myself in the head about her not being with us long term. So out here we have our pasture chickens. This is a mixed bag. Got some barred rocks out here and some barn builders and some olive eggers and some white rocks. Hey guys, they're all getting ready to go to bed. some Americanas. But this tractor is my mobile tractor, and this tractor moves around our hayfield. And these guys fertilize the hayfield. Everything in here is tied up, and like their ramp is suspended. And so this is mobile. And this goes around and fertilizes our hayfield and gives these guys fresh grass every day. We move this tractor every day. So this is Rumor Has It, and Rumor Has It is 7 years old. And she is an Australian cattle dog that was actually mailed to us from Missouri. She's been with us her whole life, and rumor has it she'll be a good dog, but we haven't seen that quite yet. Just kidding. The two chocolate morsels are a year apart. They are full brother and sister. They are, everybody always asks me if it's a breeding pair. No, they're brother and sister. All of my dogs are spayed or neutered. But they are 1 year apart. Hazy Hops is younger. He is a year old, and Epic Stout is 2 years old. Chocolate Labradors. I call them chocolate morsels. Rescue More is 11 years old, and she came to me from my mother when my mother passed away, and I inherited Rescue More. Now she gets to be a farm dog and enjoy the bounty of farm dog life. So it's kind of cool to watch her enjoy that stuff. The cicadas are starting to out-talk me. This is 2 videos in a row that I'm out here late at night with you guys and watching the fireflies in the forest. I'm gonna see if I can give you a peek again. You guys see them? They're just the most magical little creatures. Pretty cool. Pretty stinking cool. They're not, I mean, they're not here all year. They're only here in really in the heat of the summer. Like the cicadas. The cicadas aren't here all year. It's not super noisy here all year round. The winter time is relatively quiet, and then it starts. We got to go back to the barn because I got to shut the barn down. It starts with the peeper frogs in the spring, and then the bullfrogs come, and then the crickets and the cicadas. Come on, everybody. Actually pretty diligent about my animals at nighttime here because we are very, very rural, and I bring my horse in, I bring my sheep in, and I'm pretty adamant about keeping an eye on my dogs, and I just got that thought reinforced again tonight. Come on. While I was at that get together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because the guy that lived here before me actually had a great big silver Labrador that hang tight, that got attacked and killed by coyotes. So we are in rural America, and wild animals are here. So I bring my animals in and keep them safe at nighttime. All right. Come on. And we have a great big floodlight out here that runs most of the time that we don't have like like when the May beetles first show up, I gotta turn it off because they'll come in thousands at that light. And then I come out in the morning and there's just like a sea of bugs. And the fireflies are dancing across the field. And then you're not gonna get to see these guys tonight. But this is my garden coop, and it is strictly barred rock chickens. And long story short, we are raising barred rock chickens to try to breed and incubate eggs for our meat production because we believe it's a more sustainable way of consuming chicken than buying Cornish cross, because Cornish cross can't reproduce. So we wanted to try this method and have a coop of barred rocks. So these are all young. We have not established that meat production yet, but these are our breeders for that. I'm hoping that while I've been talking, you guys have seen the fireflies. So anyway, you guys, I don't know. Get up here where it's light. I don't know how much of this video is even usable or good light. I'm sorry for the bad light, but I just thought, you know what, I usually try to do it for you once a month, and you guys are going to notice, those of you who have been here for a long time are going to notice that King is not here, and King went to a good home. He went to a goat and sheep auction, and I actually got to meet his new owners, and there is a whole video on his departure from the farm. He was our ram, and we are in the market for a new ram. We haven't found one quite yet that we like, but that is our animals here on the farm, you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed meeting them all, and of course playing some sheep games tonight. And I hope that you all had a beautiful day. I will catch you on the next one. Yours truly.